Hello everyone and welcome to Agri Innovation. I am Swati Singh, currently pursuing BSc Honours Agriculture from Rani Lakshmibai Central Agricultural University, Jhansi. And this video will be focusing on organic farming, its meaning, major principles involved, its importance, issues of concern, and finally its scope in Indian scenario. Although organic farming is gaining popularity in recent times, it was initiated 10,000 years back when ancient farmers started cultivation depending only on natural sources. There is brief mentions of several organic input in our ancient literatures like the Rig Veda, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Arthashastra, etc. Now let us discuss what organic farming actually is. It is basically a method of crop and livestock production that involves much more than just not choosing the use of chemical pesticides, fertilizers, genetically modified organisms, and growth hormones. It is rather a holistic system designed to optimize the productivity and fitness of the diverse communities within the agro ecosystem, including soil organisms, plants, livestock, and people. Organic farming includes the use of crop rotation practices, organic manures like FYM, green leaf manure, oil cakes, vermicompost, etc. It also utilizes biofertilizers like Azolla, Azospirillum, Bacillus, Pseudomonas, etc. The principal goal of organic production is to develop enterprises that are sustainable and harmonious with environment, that is eco-friendly in nature. Moving ahead to the principles of organic farming. According to IFOAM, that is the International Federation for Organic Agriculture Movements, there are broadly 4 principles of organic farming, namely the principle of health, the principle of ecology, the principle of fairness, the principle of care. According to the principle of health, organic agriculture should sustain and enhance health of soil, plants, animal, humans and planet as one and indivisible unit. Health is not just simply absence of illness, but maintenance of physical, mental, social, and ecological well-being. According to principle of ecology, organic agriculture should be based on living ecological systems and cycles, work with them, emulate them, and help sustain them. Input should be reduced by reuse, recycling, and efficient management of materials and energy in order to maintain, improve environmental quality and conserve resources. The principle of fairness states that the organic agriculture should build relationships that ensure fairness with regard to the common environmental and life opportunities. According to the principle of care, organic agriculture should be managed in a precautionary and responsible manner to protect the health and well-being of current and future generations, along with the environment. Now let us discuss the benefits of organic farming. Firstly, improved soil quality. Organically managed soils are more biologically active and increase plant health by reducing the uptake of excess nitrates. Better soil structure, more organic matter, and more living organisms in soil support fertility and reduce soil erosion. Secondly, health. With less pesticides in field and antibiotic use in livestock management, a healthier environment is promoted. Organic farming improves the health of farmers, farm workers, and society as a whole. Third, impact on climate change. Organic agriculture slows down climate change and makes farm more resilient by locking up more carbon in soils. Fourth, protection of water quality. Organic farming protects our water by significantly reducing synthetic pesticide and fertilizer use. Organic farming keeps our water clean by managing nutrients more carefully and reducing nitrogen and phosphorus leaching. Fifth, increase in biodiversity. Organic farms often have more semi-natural habitats which protect and manage biodiversity. Sixth, employment opportunities. Organic farms create more jobs and better income for farmers and workers. In Indian context, the problem of periodical unemployment will get mitigated by diversification of crops. Seventh, increase productivity. Field trials of organic cotton at Nagpur revealed that during conversion period, cotton yield was low compared to the conventional method. However, the yield of organic cotton started rising from third year onwards. Along with all the benefits, there are certain issues of concern that need to be addressed. First of which is the nutrient supply. At present, there is a gap of nearly 10 metric ton between the annual addition and removal of nutrients by the crops, which are met by mining nutrients from the soil. A negative balance of about 8 metric ton in NPK is foreseen in 2020. The most optimistic estimates at present show that about 25 to 30% of nutrient needs of Indian agriculture can be met by utilizing various organic sources. Next comes the plant protection. Plant protection against the ravages of pests, diseases and weeds is an important issue in any modern high production system. Exclusion of pesticides poses a greater risk of yield loss. Options available under organic production systems are very few and crop specific. Often they are very slow and success rate depends on the prevailing weather conditions, leading to low to moderate effectiveness even in recommended crops and situations. Thus, they limit the realization of full potential of the crop yields. Next comes the certification process. There are no standard certification processes uniformly applicable across different agroclimatic conditions. Both process and product certification procedures are still in evolutionary stage and need further progress before they can be effectively adopted. Moving on to the heterogeneity of inputs. There is a large variability in the inputs used in organic farming. Due to biological nature of the inputs, prescribing uniform standards and maintaining them in different agroclimatic conditions is beyond one's control. Thus, there cannot be a common input recommendation as in fertilizers or pesticides. This leads to arbitrariness on the part of the organic farmers as far as input management is concerned. Organic farming products and marketing is another important concern. There are no diagnostic techniques available as of now to distinguish products from different farming systems. The perceived belief that organic products are good for health is fetching them premium prices. However, hawkers may sell anything and everything as organically produced to unsuspecting buyers at higher prices, resulting in outright cheating. Finally, the switchover period. A transition period of 3 to 4 years is generally required to convert a conventional farm into an organic farm. In this period, the produce is not considered as organically produced. The reduced yield and lack of benefits of premium for the producers is a double blow for the farmers, leading to financial losses which are substantial for small to medium farmers. Moving on to the scope of organic agriculture in India. Better response to farming is seen in low productive zones. For example, in dry lands covering over 65% cultivated area in India, application of chemical fertilizers and pesticides is always low. So these areas are at least relatively organic and a portion of these lands can be converted easily to an organic one to provide better yields and returns. Crops like vegetables, legumes, millets have seen to perform better in organic conditions. It has also been found that switching to organic farming, conventional farmer can actually reduce its production cost by over 25% as compared to the cost of conventional farming. This is done by eliminating the use of expensive synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, minimizing soil erosion by up to 50% and increasing crop yields up to 5-folds. India can greatly benefit from the export of organic foods, but needs to seriously devote attention to market intelligence regarding which product to grow, where to sell, distribution channels, competition, market access, etc. There is a very high scope for biofertilizer and biopesticide manufacturing companies along with the allied agencies. In recent decades, India's agricultural growth rate has been struggling in single digit, whereas Sikkim state growth rate in agriculture has reached 12% in 2014. Recognizing this important economic benefit, even the Government of India started Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana (PKVY) for the promotion of traditional organic farming in 2015. Indeed, organic farming holds promise for improving our agriculture growth. So in conclusion, we can say that organic farming can be a viable alternative production method for farmers, but there are many challenges. One key to success is being open to alternative organic approaches to solving production problems, determine the cause of the problem, and assess strategies to avoid or reduce the long-term problem rather than a short-term fix for it. Thanks for watching. If you liked our video, press the like button. If you have any queries, comment down below. and subscribe to our channel Agri Innovation for more informational content.